Welcome back to Simplified on PowerDrift, where we take complex topics and break them down into easy, bite-sized chunks for you to consume. Today, we're talking about driving position. Getting the right driving position is an essential step on the way to becoming a better, safer, and faster driver. So let's get right to it. Step 1, height. Adjust your seat to be as low as possible without compromising your view ahead. Now, this is done for two reasons. Number one is to lower the center of gravity and also feel more sensations from the car because you're lower and closer to the road. The second reason is so that you get a better view ahead. By sitting lower down, you naturally look straight ahead instead of looking down at the road, which improves your view of what's ahead. Now, there is an exception here for beginners who would like to see the bonnet of the car until they get a proper judgment of it. So, gradually lower the seat if you're learning to drive the car until you get a proper judgment of where all the corners of the car are. Number 2 is legs. Position your seat so that your legs have a slight bend to them with the pedals fully pressed in. In a manual car, the furthest pedal will be the clutch, so that's your point of reference. Now, this is again done for two reasons. Reason number one is control over the car. With your legs slightly bent, you can be more progressive and smooth with your inputs versus with a fully extended leg. Number 2 is safety. In the event of a crash, if you do have slightly bent legs, you will simply slide forward in the seat, which can reduce your chances of an injury. With a fully extended leg though, you will probably stay rigid and that can cause far worse injuries. Number 3 is the backrest. Now, the backrest should be as upright as possible while still being comfortable for you to drive. For me, if this is the 12 o'clock for the backrest, I keep it at about 12:30. It could be a little more upright for you or a little less upright for you, but nothing more than that. Now, this is again done for two reasons. Number 1 is safety. In the event of a crash, if there's a big gap between your head and the headrest, it can cause serious whiplash injuries in places where you don't want it. There's also a second reason. With more of your upper back touching the backrest, you are making more contact with the car, which adds to the points of feedback you need to listen to be a better driver. Step 4 is the steering wheel. Now, like with the legs, your hand should never be fully extended when you're holding the steering wheel. They should be bent and relaxed. To do this properly, you also need to have the backrest in the correct position. Hold the steering wheel very lightly with very little tension, and to do this, you need to be close to it. But don't be too close so that when you're going lock to lock, your knees get in the way. Keep your hands at 3 and 9, that's what I prefer, with my thumbs resting lightly on the rim, or the textbook 10 and 2. This is done for maximum leverage. You never know when you may need to quickly change direction, so if your hand is in a compromised position, you may not be able to take corrective action. Now, some cars may not have reach adjustability for the steering wheel. Some may not have any adjustability for the steering column at all. What do you do in that case? Well, me personally, I just move the seat closer to get comfortable with the steering wheel and have a little more bend in the legs. Control over the steering is personally more important for me than having a little more bend in the legs, and it's a compromise I'm willing to make. Step 5, be comfortable. Driving is a vital part of our lives, and it's vitally important to be comfortable so you can focus on the task at hand. To ease into a new driving position, you can take these steps one by one, or you can jump straight into it. You may face some discomfort at first, that's normal, or you may want to adjust this ideal driving position a little bit to suit you. Either ways, when you're doing long drives, try to take breaks so you can reduce the fatigue and discomfort. And that's it. Thank you for watching Simplified. My name is Karan, and since we haven't done too many of these for you car guys, drop in the comments below what you'd like to see on Simplified next.